What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Listen, I want to talk about a horrible story, man, that occurred on Monday that a lot of people haven't heard about, and it goes along the lines of domestic violence. And this story right here is something else, but I mean, this is something that plays out a lot of times every day that a lot of people don't really think about, you know. You see this young lady up here? May she rest in peace. Her name is London Powers, ladies and gentlemen. She was 21 years old. She was a student at North Carolina Central. Shout out North Carolina Central. And she's no longer here because she was shot to death by her boyfriend, who's not pictured. But his name is Damian Tinsley. He was 23 years old. And I'm going to just let you see this series of videos. And they all play a role in this situation where, you know, in order, the way I placed them. And the boyfriend, for the record, is gone. He turned the gun on himself after shooting this girl when she wanted to move out. You know, I don't know where these people get this notion that when they get a woman, or vice versa sometimes, they feel as though they own you, all of you, mind, body, and soul. And their life didn't begin with you, but for some odd reason, these abusive people that are terroristic in their own relationships feel as though the relationship has to end with you, including themselves. Make it make sense. Here's the story.
Thank you, Rachel.
And now at 6, some new information on breaking news out of Durham that we've been telling you about this afternoon. Police say one person is dead and another is suffering with life-threatening injuries after a shooting at an apartment complex on East Knox Street this afternoon.
Yeah, CBS 17's Ben Boken is there for us tonight. And Ben, tell us what you've learned.
Yeah, neighbors here at the Camden Point Apartments are shaken up after the shooting that took place just after 3 o'clock this afternoon in broad daylight. But just behind me, several officers are investigating with their large mobile command unit on scene. But Durham police tell us a man and a woman were shot. The man died out here at the apartment complex, while the woman was taken to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now, witnesses tell us the man shot the woman before shooting himself, but police have not confirmed that information quite yet.
I hope that the young lady ends up making like a speedy recovery. I hope that, you know, it ends up kind of opening people's eyes to any signs that they may see or anything that they may hear about, so that incidents like this don't end up happening.
The Durham Police Department tells us investigators are still determining the cause of the shooting at this time, but there is no threat to the public. But right behind me now, police are also investigating an apartment unit. As you can see right there, there's a tape up over that gray building right here at the Camden Point Apartments, and they've been going in and out of that tunnel there and going up and down the stairs. But police were earlier actually investigating two different buildings as well, but that scene is cleared up, and the police chief was here just a few moments ago. Now, anyone with information on this incident is asked to call Crime Stoppers or call the Durham Police Department. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Right now, we're live in Durham. Ben Boken, CBS 17.
Yeah, very traumatic situation. And so we spoke with London's friend Cheyenne Boyd, and Cheyenne says that London was actually in the midst of moving out of the apartment that she shared with her ex-boyfriend at the time. She was really excited about a fresh new start, but all of that was cut short.
And she was just so happy to finally be moving out, getting her own place. The apartment she lived at with her ex-boyfriend.
Cheyenne Boyd describes the final moment she shared with her friend London Powers. They met freshman year at North Carolina Central University.
And she was also saying she would never deal with no man like that again. She said she knows the signs to look for, and she would just leave if a man ever came to her acting like that ever again.
But before that could happen, Durham police received a call from the Camden Point Apartments on Monday afternoon. Cheyenne says London's ex-boyfriend, Damian Tinsley, who once played football at St. Aug's University, showed up unexpectedly. There was a brief argument. Then Cheyenne says Damian got physical with London. That's when London tried to call 911 before things took a deadly turn.
She says her address. She's like, he has a gun. That's literally all she was able to say.
Cheyenne says Damian shot London before turning the gun and firing a shot towards her. Cheyenne says she wasn't hit and that Damien looked her in her eyes before taking his own life.
I'm on the phone with the police. I'm screaming. I'm like, somebody please help me.
Damien died at the scene and London later died at the hospital.
I just can't believe London's not here with me. And it's just crazy. I just really feel bad for her family because I just really feel bad for everybody.
London was a junior at Central studying social work and preparing to intern at the Durham Center for Senior Life. She also worked at a local Walgreens, and her death has shaken all those who knew and worked with her.
Shell shock, it doesn't feel real, to, like I said, you go from talking to somebody, seeing somebody every day, saying active in messages, and then all of a sudden it's like, it's a void.
And so we have just learned this evening that they are planning to hold a balloon release tomorrow at the Walgreens on Holloway Street at 7:30. Reporting live in Durham, Bianca Holman, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All new tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from the family of a North Carolina Central University student who was killed in a shooting on Monday. This is London Powers, a young woman. According to her mother, she was killed in a domestic violence shooting. WRAL's Willie Danley has been speaking to friends and family of Powers all day and joins us now live with what he's learned. Willie?
Lena, as you can imagine, the friends and family of London Powers tell me that this loss has left an irreparable hole in all of their hearts. They told me she had recently broken up with her boyfriend and moved out of the apartment when he decided to pull the trigger. For the first time tonight, we're hearing from the mother of NC Central University student London Powers. She says her daughter was the victim of domestic violence.
She was just going back to that apartment to get her things out of there. Yep, still focused on her goals. She was leaving.
Durham police found the 21-year-old D.C. native and her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Damien Tinsley, shot at Camden Point Apartments on Monday. Tinsley was pronounced dead at the scene. Powers died at the hospital. Her mother tells me over the course of the relationship, her daughter called the police multiple times regarding domestic abuse.
When they get a call from a female saying that her life is in danger, they should show up and show out right away, because maybe this could have been avoided. Right, because he shot at her a couple of weeks ago and grazed her.
And now she called in then.
And she called then.
Then she called the time after that.
And she called the time. She called the time after that.
Powers calls her daughter a generous person who loved to give back. I spoke to several friends and colleagues of Powers who say it's heartbreaking to see such a sweet person lose their life in such a violent way.
She wasn't the type of person to cause any drama, she didn't deserve that, you know what I'm saying? So for that to happen to her, I feel like that was wrong.
I reached out to Durham police to learn more information about the suspect, Damien Tinsley, and also the moments that led up to this fatal shooting. We're going to continue to stay on top of this story. In Durham, Willie Danley, WRAL News.
As you've seen that story, man, that's horrific. He went to college, she went to college. He's 23, she's 21. But for some odd reason, they couldn't find common ground in loving each other. And I don't blame her for wanting to get away. I don't blame anybody for wanting to get out of the relationship, but we all know the most dangerous time is when enough is enough and you want to move out. And this is the thing that I don't understand. And I can only speak from a male perspective, because there are a lot of maniac chicks out here too that are with dudes where the dude want to get away from them, and then for some odd reason they look like it's a tug of war on, who's better than who. Bottom line is this. As a man, I don't want to chase a woman that don't want to be with me. And this is how I'm going to come to you guys today. I can't deal with somebody that don't want to deal with me. So I leave it alone, because you look weak trying to convince somebody to stay with you. And after all this crazy stuff happened, Mom said he shot at her before 2 other times, but she still was there. See, a lot of times, we'll use this term. Sometimes people can be prisoners in their own home. Or the other term we can use is people suffer in silence. I think she was a victim of both. Because think about it. The girlfriend went over there with her to get her stuff. He tried to shoot her and a bullet whizzed by her, and then he shot himself. Irrational thought, whole bunch of chaos going on. There are a lot of people out here, whether it's men or women, in toxic relationship, they got a bunch of gunfire going off in their head. It's like trench warfare from WW1 World War I in their head where they can't tell up from down. 23 years old, she's 21. She's gone, he's gone. I told you before, people have good lives. And just because somebody comes into it and they want to leave, don't mean they have to lose theirs. Especially when you're ready to throw it all away for somebody that you beat up on and tried to kill before. It makes no sense. You're doing things to hurt people, possibly kill them. Because, I mean, just the slightest punch to somebody, they can fall and hit their head and die right there in a fit of anger or rage. Then all of a sudden, you go and kill yourself. Who beats on people they love? And that's the thing that's crazy out here right now. I mean, people are in toxic relationships and relish in that. There are a lot of toxic people out here right now. Said the boy played college football. 23 years old, you still carving your path in life with or without this girl. She decided to leave because you and her wasn't a match. Why did she have to die? Then the thing that's crazy is he did all of that and then he turned the gun on himself. He didn't think about his family, anybody. Siblings, didn't think about anything. Just so upset and matching emotional feminine energy with trying to outdo her with man, this... It's crazy. You see people doing the craziest shit. I just did a story out of Birmingham where a guy beat the woman up and took her kid and ran in the house and held the kid hostage and had a standoff with the police before getting away. After beating the girl up in front of her kid. Not thinking about the psychological ramifications playing out in that child's mind or nothing. Man, it's wild how people relate to each other now. Is it technology? What is it? But it seems like just the basic interactions with human beings are getting farther and farther and farther pulled away with just the way we talk with each other or just deal with each other on a social level. This girl should be here still. So should he. Whether he's heartbroken or not, it's always a cause to an effect. But some people don't see it like that. When you act instinctively, when you act outside of the boundaries of human instinctiveness, this type of stuff happens. Bunch of question marks after you gone. You tried to kill her friend. She came over there to support her friend. Didn't have a dog in the fight. She almost lost her life. Sad. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Listen, fellas. If you fighting on a chick and she want to leave and your ass didn't get locked up, that's a bullet you dodged. For real. If she gonna go peacefully, just let her go. What is the tug of war with? You look weak as a man trying to make somebody stay with you when the environment or the relationship is fucked up. Sometimes there are things that are irreparable. And putting your hands on somebody is one of them. They'll never love you the same, and they'll never see you the same way, especially when you get angry and turned up like you was at the time of striking that person, him or her. There's something to think about. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.